Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. How was everybody's weekend? Hope you're doing well. Hi, Fox. How you doing? Hello, Asmodeus, Atlum, Rev. My weekend was pretty good. Pretty good. Did some work in the garage and the garden and the yard, and enjoyed some Father's Day time with the family. Mrs. Mac just went out of her way to pamper me on Father's Day. So it was nice. Got to eat one of my favorite breakfasts, got to eat my favorite dinner. And she was just like, making sure the day was awesome for me. Got your nieces painting minis? That's the stuff, my friend. That's the good. Hey, yeah, happy Father's Day to all my my dungeon dads out there. Wait, is Chim on YouTube today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome back to Mapmaker Monday. And if it's your first Mapmaker Monday, you're in for a treat. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Every Monday we meet up and have a live map making session where I focus on building a map that we picked a theme for as a group and kind of just keep going until it's done. So the current theme is Ice Palace, which I've made like a big, huge kind of towering wall and sort of moat system and a bridge and entry point. Dungeon dads, right? Is that a show you would watch, Chim? Heck yeah, Truman Show reference, right? And if I don't see you later, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Honestly, we just got people watching all over the world, so it makes sense to be like all about the different time zones, So, did anyone get any tabletop gaming in this weekend? If you did, I'd love to hear about it. Let's fill up the chat with discussions related to your various encounters that you might have had over the weekend. Also, if you did anything interesting IRL, would also like to hear about it. So if you did anything fun, went on a hike, went camping, maybe worked on your favorite hobby, whatever, let me know. Let's talk about it. The dad jokes would be out of control. I imagine Oh no, Anani. No, no, no. I'm sorry, Anani. That's rough. Tabletop, more like table flop. I imagine the name Dungeon Dad's already used for sure. Donut Love says, got some Pathfinder 1E in person going. I use DA as my in-person VTT. Nice. How does that work out for your sessions? I would love to hear about it. Sadly, I have no game. Jim, it's okay. We can be in the no game club together. I lack game, as Mrs. Max says. You've been building a trap? Nice. How's it going? I mean, don't tell me too much because I got to judge it. Oh my goodness. The mosquitoes are out in full force. I have a mosquito bite up here on my scalp. Makes me want to scratch my skull off. I don't know what it is, but I am like mosquitoes' favorite food. When I go outside, I am absolutely just gorged upon. It's fun to catch up with y'all. So those that are new, we're working on a map that is a ice palace. We're kind of just setting the sort of space up before we get going. Last week I made this little I don't even know what to call it. I guess an exterior wall and entry point with a bridge. This is sort of like defenses, a moat, if you will. Don't even get me started on mosquitoes. I could talk about how much I hate them for hours. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We have quite a few mosquitoes here. There is like a new breed of mosquitoes here in the last few years that basically can just reside in the dry mud. Their eggs can until there's like a rain that loosens them, and then they will come out and about in mass. Remy, how are you? Missed you around these parts. Hope all is well. They like avoid my wife and son, but like gorge on me. So yeah, I'm sure I'm like the buffet. A frozen moat. I like that. Chim, did you ever check out Dungeon Crawler Carl? You said you were going to subscribe to my book club, but the desert is a strange place. You love Dungeon Crawler, Carl? I imagine Donut Love might have something to do with that, right? Or is that name independent? I recently got into the series. I bought a few of the books, really enjoyed them, told my wife about them, and I was like, I would really like you to read these. And she's like, can we do the audiobooks? So I've been reading the books, but also doing audiobooks with the missus. Yeah, the voiceover for it, the gentleman that does the voiceover does a really good job. Not here yet? Nice. When we started listening to it, I was like, man, this guy kind of reminds me of Patrick Warburton a little bit. He kind of has a speech like a pattern that's similar to Patrick Warburton. And if you're not familiar with Patrick Warburton, he's like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, or he's Joe from Family Guy. He's like a bunch of characters, but always the same voice. And I was like, man, this guy sounds a lot like him. And I guess I think other people thought that, because in the later books, they actually had Patrick Warburton as a guest, like voiceover. Independently convenient. Yeah, it's just a coincidence in this case, but you know, Donut is a great character. Tick, he's also the Tick. Yes, Jim. Unknown to many. I didn't reference that because a lot of people didn't really watch the live action, well, the first live action Tick. Gravity is a harsh mistress. I'm glad to hear so many people have been checking out Dungeon Crawler Carl or enjoy it. Hey, Stan, how you doing, buddy? At the dentist? Oh my gosh, you're watching the stream while you're at the dentist? That's impressive. So I think what I'm going to do on this map is start expanding these walls a little bit. I want to add like towers, little defensive towers. Dungeon alchemist Carl. I mean, technically he is a bit of an alchemist. So the first live action Tick in like the 90s, that was short lived. It was only like 9 episodes. It's a bit of a cult classic. It has a few people in it who have ended up doing pretty well for themselves. But yeah, he was the first live action Tick. That was like his first live action role, I feel like. Up to that point, he'd done a lot of narration and voiceover. Okay, let's start adding towers to this. I think what I'm going to do is go to Special and select Ice Palace. And I'm going to put some like circles on this corner. But we'll probably just make it circular on this side. Nah. Actually, that looks pretty good. Yes. That looks pretty cool. Let's add a couple more of these. Tick was a comic you collected? Nice. I watched the cartoon in the 90s. It was semi-popular. I never got into the comic, but that's really cool, Jim. Spoon. Arthur. Yeah, the tick is pretty good. It's one of those like properties or like comic books or entities that you pretty much love it or you hate it kind of show. We've got some towers here. Ooh. I kind of like the overhang. That looks good. Is that in the middle? I didn't measure. Whoops. 10. Let's hope there's 10 on each side. Yes! Victory! What other comics did you collect, Chim? Part of me wants to extend these out around the edge instead. Like, this is nice, don't get me wrong, but this little teardrop, but maybe we can make it like this. Doobie doobie doop doop doop. How big is that? Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it, but I don't know what's going on with that post. Yes. That looks dope. I actually really like the expansion off the edge. Oh. So the reason I brought up Dungeon Crawler Carl and asked if anyone had checked it out after we discussed it is they announced that it just got greenlit for a TV show. Peacock picked it up, and Seth MacFarlane will be on board for the production. So that's so if you were waiting for more seasons of the Orville, you can forget it. But Seth MacFarlane is Family Guy, American Dad, the Orville, Cosmos, well, at least the most recent iteration. That looks really good. Is chat frozen? Y'all alive? Awesome. Honestly, that'd be a good cast. I kind of was hoping they do like an anime or an animated show, because that's really only the way to do it justice. Like, it's gonna, if as a live action, it's gonna be insanely expensive due to the amount of CG they'll have to do. just for Donut alone. Only 2 more books to the series. Man, I was hoping for like a whole revolution. Though I'm not near the end yet. I just finished up Butcher's Masquerade, so I'm in the book just post that. I just started it. Jim, I'm glad those books are on their way to you, though. You'll really enjoy them. We're talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Oh my gosh, a Dungeon Crawler Carl anime by Studio Ghibli would take decades. They only do like 1 movie at a time, and those movies take like 10 years each. Like, don't get me wrong. No, I feel like it would be better as an animated show than a live action. So many live action like shows in the past few years, renditions of like really popular properties have flopped. Pretty much the only one in recent memory that's done well is Fallout. Halo just flopped. And Witcher did good for the first couple seasons. And then once Henry Cavill separated himself from the property because they weren't really following the story, i.e. the games and the books that people love, the show went downhill. Ninja, it is a book series almost exclusively. There's nothing else for it right now. It's a hardback and paperback and also audiobook on Audible. It's like a sort of like a isekai, or how are they pronounce that? Isekai? I don't know how it's pronounced, but where like someone's sucked into an alternate dimension or realm where they kind of have no control and it changes everything, becomes fantasy or sci-fi. Kind of like that meets D&D meets Aliens. Oh, nice. Florin's actually one of my favorite side characters, so I hope to learn more about him. He's an interesting character, to say the least. I think the writer has done a really good job at like character development. Because almost every new character that gets introduced, you're like very, very interested in them. Hellboy, Swamp Thing, Tank Girl, nice. Swamp Thing and Hellboy are 2 of my faves. I feel like Swamp Thing is underrated. Like a lot of people don't really like know about Swamp Thing or like have followed along with it. In the late 80s and 90s, Swamp Thing had a big like, because there was like a movie and there was a like a cartoon, which I was way into the cartoon. My dad loved the movie and like had some comics, and I remember reading through them, but my mom didn't like me watching them or checking them out. But then when the cartoon came out, she didn't care because it was like, kidified, I guess. Dang, I don't know. That's it's possible. Mark Hamill's done a lot of voice acting over the years. I was just talking to Mrs. Mack about this yesterday because Mark Hamill is like such a prolific voice actor. Joker being one of his biggest roles, but he also is in like Metalocalypse and like a bunch of other shows. DM Run, you're having issues posting on Twitch? Weird. I don't know. Other people are typing on Twitch right now. What did it say exactly to you? Can you go through it with me? And then they tried to reboot Swamp Thing like about 10 years ago or so as a live action show, and it just didn't take off. Oh man, Mark Hamill is very prolific, very, like, he's a good actor all around. Honestly, I feel like the 80s and 90s, the way acting worked, it really just kind of ruined a lot of actors after they had their roles and got big, because these companies didn't want to keep signing them and like pay a lot of money. But then you have basically Mark Hamill went from doing Luke Skywalker to doing the Guyver. Not MacGyver, the Guyver. If you're unfamiliar, go look it up. It's very like B, C level sci-fi. Weird DM run. Okay, so it says there's verified chat, so I need to verify my email. No problem there, except for I never get the code from Twitch. Did you check your spam and also any other emails that might be under? That's horrible, man. I'm sorry. That's rough. Did someone maybe compromise your account or something? If you can't log in all of a sudden. Kevin yeah, are you talking about the guy who voiced Batman? Yeah, it is. Blue Beetle is basically a Guyver. Yeah, it does have that vibe to it. Also, Star Kid. I don't know if you remember that show. Guyver, also. And then also, yeah, Kevin Conroy is his name, not Kevin Conrad. Mark Hamill said he'll no longer voice over the Joker because his Batman is no longer around. He says, if I can't do my acting with my Batman, then I don't want to be Joker anymore. Huh, interesting. There's by the way, USMC Ninja Tech Jacket in Invincible, another Guyver. So there's a Kevin Conrad and a Kevin Conroy. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. Was not familiar with that. What do y'all think of this so far? The tower. Is that too imposing? Venom, symbiote. Yeah, technically a Guyver. Technically. Tech Jacket and Star Kid are more like suits, but they're part symbiote, part suits. I really need to get to making the palace of this ice palace at some point. I'm not sure what to make. Most definitely. We need some windows. Very cool. I'm gonna have to put a staircase in here as well. Honestly, I'm surprised more people have heard of the Guyver. The Finn fam alive here, but taking daughter to the airport. Hey, I'm glad you're here, though. Glad you're here. Lombrowin, how have you been? Sorry, I'm going back through chat and noticed a few people said hello and I didn't recognize them, so, or acknowledge them, I should say. So I just want to say hello. How is your map making streams and campaigns been as of late? Let's see here. You're an old fart, so there's that. You know what, man? We all get there. Honestly, time makes fools of us all, right? Trying to figure out a pattern for the windows here. Probably just go doubles. But triples is best. Hey, Belladonna, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Ugh. What's everyone up to today? It's Monday, right? So is anyone working or you got any projects? Yard work, gardening, hobbies? Let's hear about it. If we had a window, we could double up here. So doing this. Probably just going to do this on both of them. Did alternating on these. Now I'm regretting it. Ah! So irritating. That doesn't center. That doesn't center. So it has to be this one. Oh, nice. What kind of coffee are you drinking today? Let me guess, DM Run, they canceled it last minute. So the time you took off well in advance has been completely wasted. So now you're out money and time and just frustration. They canceled at the last minute. I'm sorry, my friend. That's so frustrating. Kind of stuff infuriates me. Okay, well, I mean, at least it was a paid vacation day, but goodness, though. Still, you used a paid vacation day when you didn't have to. That's the frustrating part. With dues? Ah. Don't mind me adding a ton of windows here. Looks pretty good, though. Now that I've got a rhythm too, it's going pretty quick. All right. So we've got our wall, we've got our towers. Let's adjust the lighting temporarily. And then we can start building this structure in the center. Which I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what it's going to be. Darn it. Oh. Yeah, kinda. Sorta, kinda, maybe, probably. It's control. If you look here at the bottom of the panel, it says control and left click to remove plain tiles or floor plan tiles. So if you hold control, then you can go hover over them and delete them. Yeah, on almost every panel, there's little shortcuts at the bottom of the object menu. It says shift to place multiple or control to toggle snap to grid. Darn it. Ah, my floor plan's dead. I ruined it by changing. You got me. The object scaler. Oh no. DM run, you just got me again. I need to generate this structure. Okay, you know what? No distractions for the next minute. I'm gonna generate this center structure. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Part of me is kind of thinking I should turn it. Oops. Trying to make an interesting shape here for the base floor, which I'm sure me being silent is very boring, but if you give me a minute, this will look really cool. That looks pretty cool. I like that. It looks good. Let's generate this. Off to a good start. Okay, so if you go to the object menu and press this tab here, you can set the scaling of all objects to be universal. By the way, it's based on the current object size, so scaling to 200% would scale that exact object to 200% its size. This essentially affects every object in the object menu except for pits and certain wall-mounted objects. Alternatively, if you get an object the size you like, you click on that object and hold shift, or like you can copy that object with the plus symbol on its UI right here. So once you get it the size you like, you can just copy that particular one over and over again. After you copied the first one, you can just hold shift. And I need to save this map. What's going on? Saving 2 or 3 times just to be safe. Oh, I know, right, Remy? It's going to make our lives so much easier. What the hell just happened? I just deleted all this. So let's build upon this center structure. I want this outer like wall here on the inside. Ooh. Nice. What size of town are you working on, DM Run? Alrighty. So the moment I'm trying to connect all this. Hopefully this will do it. Yes. Just need to add some doors there. That's pretty friggin' cool. Almost swore there. My bad. Okay, so DM Run, have you ever used our tracing feature to trace donjon maps? Little bit. Kind of going for a snowflake feel, but snowflakes are kind of universal because they have all sorts of shapes, right? That said, I did steal this technique a little bit from Chim because she won the damn challenge a couple months back with basically a snowflake style palace. Snowshine Shrine, right there. Oh, wrong link. My bad. I thought I copied the other link. My bad. Here, I'm going to share you the link. There you go. That's the correct one. If you sub to that, it'll be added to your list. Yeah, no worries. Sometimes it changes sizes. What do you mean, DM Run? So our tracing layer can match perfectly to Donjon, but you do have to match it a 1-to-1. When you export maps on Donjon, they now show the grid size, right? So Donjon does 10 by 10 grids. We do 5 by 5 for the most part. That said, they are overlapping because they are divisible, right? So basically, pain. Oh my goodness. It shouldn't be shrinking as long as it was lined up from the get-go. When you get a Donjon map, look at the size it exports as. Make sure you set your DA map to that exact size, the, you know, whatever width by height grid. I wonder if that'll connect the way I'm thinking. Kinda does. Let me look. It's the dungeon generator map that you can use. The town generator map, it's going to give you like lots of random shapes, similar to what is that other map making tool? Whatabout or whatever is what it's called. But if you use the dungeon generator, the random dungeon generator, right? These dungeons generated here, with a handful of exceptions based on like room shapes and whatnot, right? These can match up to Dungeon Alchemist 1-to-1 and allow you for perfect tracing. I reached out to Donjon, like the team at the dev at Donjon, and got in contact with him and asked, what his thoughts were about aligning our maps up so they would trace better. But when you construct a dungeon, you can get there's all sorts of data included with it. If you download it, right, it shows the map size right here, 51 by 65. So that you match it to Dungeon Alchemist 1-to-1, right? Or you 2-to-1 it, because Donjon technically does 10-foot squares, so you could do 102 by 130, right? If your computer could handle it. And those would be perfectly matched. That said, though, if you do a tracing layer with it aligned like this, they'll be 1-to-1 aligned. It took me like months to get in contact with this dude because he only has a contact through his Patreon. I tried through his website and whatever. I guess he has a Blue Sky now. That too. Good to know. Anyway, these line up pretty good with DA, with the exception of a handful of rooms that, you know, like we can't necessarily match these shapes 1-to-1. But yeah, I could see how this is problematic. Jeez, people are still using the MySpace. It does exist. Mainly because I think it was like Fox or somebody bought it and they put like tons of money into it and they just don't want to let it die. I don't think anyone uses it still. They also lost like tons of the old profile. I think they deleted them. But there was like a mistake made on their back end and like a ton of content was lost. Man, Tom was the first person I unfriended. I used to be so popular on MySpace back in the day because I could actually like manipulate my profile. Like I knew how to use HTML. No, you should trust me more because I unfriended Tom. It's sketchy that I should have to be friends with someone I don't even know. Right? I was basically the equivalent of a hacker in the 90s. How did I do that? So MySpace was essentially the first social network platform. Prior to this, there really was like nothing quite amalgamated and concentrated like MySpace. Now you have all these social media platforms, right? But the mother of all of them was MySpace. Before that, there was like forums and RSS and you know, chat tools like MSN or ICQ, but there was never some kind of like coagulation in the way that MySpace was, right? And what did I make here? What is this? It won't let me make that again, so I'm a little confused. But Tom was the creator of MySpace. And when he created MySpace, he set it up so everyone who joined MySpace was automatically his friend. So when you joined MySpace, your friend list, the first person on your friend list was Tom. And it was weird because he was just like this random dude wearing a t-shirt, looking at a whiteboard, like writing on it. So Tom essentially became everyone's friend on MySpace. Yeah, it was. So you had everyone had a friend to start with, right? It was really cheesy and kind of cringy, in my opinion. Like, imagine if you join Facebook and you're immediately friends with Mark Zuckerberg. Like that's weird. Hey, honestly, I didn't understand it and I didn't like it. But MySpace had this really cool feature where you could adjust your profile's look, not just like by adjusting some sliders and settings. You could adjust the HTML of your profile and make very custom profiles. It was the first thing of its kind. And so you would essentially, if you had even a little bit of knowledge about like website design, you were like a god on that site. But you could like customize your profile. But the thing is in the early days of MySpace, you could go comment on someone's profile and then leave a bunch of invisible HTML in the comment and then destroy their profile. So you could comment on someone's profile and adjust the look of it. So you felt like this little hacker back in the day. It's coming along, shorty, isn't it? And then one weird feature about MySpace is you could set, all your friends, you could set your top 8 friends. So it's like your T-Mobile call circle, where those were the people that everyone knew were your best friends. It definitely caused a lot of drama. And if you had a falling out with a friend, you would remove them from your top 8. It was quite the thing. Let's just say that. Why? I don't understand how I got this over here, but I can't get it anywhere else. Yeah, it did the same thing at the end of the day. Okay, so it goes 4. Yeah, I made it too big. That's 3 by 3. Let's check this side. Okay, we're good there. What is that one? 4 by 4. Got it. But this one is not right. Did I not get the shape right? Oh no. There we go. Did it right. So anyway, people would get like crazy about defending their profile code and would like add HTML blockers. You like if you tried to look at their code, it would send you in like a weird pop-up message being like, "You trying to look at my profile, bro?" So it got like it was like a kind of an arms race a little bit where people were making up like random profiles and messing up other people's profiles. It was the Wild West of social media for sure. I do miss when the internet was less like on 5 different sites. Like all of the internet is like 5-10 different websites now. It used to be like tons of different places on the internet to go to. Addicting games, Yahoo chat rooms, you know. It was a different place. I think sites like Reddit kind of destroyed that because now you have subreddits of passions instead of people's personal websites and geocities and blogs and forums, right? I think it's very, very, very much depends on which subreddit you're in. Because like our subreddit is great. I don't like it's just a bunch of cool maps, you know? But yeah, I could understand a lot of different subreddits being taken over by chat bots and AI bots and stuff. It's hard to discern what's real anymore, and you feel like you're going crazy talking to people. I often like will remember that this person has no bearing on my life or this bot has no bearing on my life, so I don't waste a lot of time talking to them. Did I make that right? Looks right, but that one looks small. What is wrong here? Something's wrong. I don't know what it is. Okay, so we've got 3x3, right? Right here. 4x4. That's why. Oh! There it is. Hey, Kaira, how you doing? Hey, Swedish cook. Hey, man, sorry I couldn't help you out earlier. This is looking pretty dope. Let's take a look at the top down. Want to keep going up, but yeah, it's definitely got a good vibe with it right now. It's definitely got a snowflake vibe to it, doesn't it? Right. Oops. No, 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 no. Gonna go down a level. Hmm. I'm enjoying it so far. Though I'm at a bit of an impasse of where to take it next. I want to keep going vertical, right? But I'm kind of thinking of what to do. I also want to add things in the like open areas of the property down here. This isn't that kind of ice castle. Yeah, yeah, it's more of the let it snow castle and less of the warehouses of doom. I mean, what do you think this is, bro? Though I am just framing the like design at the moment, the framework of the palace. It is looking pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. Let it go, bro. Trying to think of the shape for the next level. Like I want to do something interesting up here. Something with those points. I gotta admit, it's looking pretty cool. I like it a lot so far. Yeah, we could do a central circular tower. We could do the squares alternating. So yeah, they're like, they alternate corners. It's a little tricky, but it's possible. At this point, though, I've done such intricate geometry, I think squares would be just too simplistic. Really had a fun with the geometry, yeah. It's definitely giving. Excuse me. Darn it. I almost sneezed, but I didn't. Bummer. Ugh. Felt like I was going to sneeze for a solid minute there. I do want to keep going up. I have a couple more floors to go. And obviously, we're just setting the floor plan. We still have a lot of decorating to do, which is probably going to be problematic. Got to match the floor plans or the flooring and other stuff. And I want to do some stuff in this courtyard down here. There is of it, like some ice sculptures or something like that in these little spaces. But yeah, Remy, you totally nailed it. I was trying to go for like the foldable, paper snowflake that in elementary school that we all made, where you like folded up a piece of paper and cut it a bunch of times with your like rounded scissors that could only really cut paper because they were worried you might cut yourself. And then you cut it all up in all those little angles and circles. And then when you unfold it, it's like this beautiful snowflake looking thing. It's kind of the vibe I was going for with this. Snowman guards that are like golems. Snow golems are my favorite. Technically, simulacrums are just like really fancy snow golems. We do have all sorts of snow-based stuff, including a snow golem that we could put here, defending the entry. We also have snowmen galore, and you can customize them, change out their heads and their bodies and stuff. Right? They're like, basically what I like to think, and this is awful. I think there was some scissor company that went out and was like to all the schools, was like, hey, we have these scissors, man. These scissors, they're safe for kids. They won't cut themselves. They're designed so you can cut things but not cut yourself, so they're safe for kids. And then all the schools were like, holy crap, we need some of these. They're kid safe scissors? Yes. And they went out and just bought tons, millions of pairs. School districts all around America screamed in glee as they could find scissors that were safe for kids. But the scissors were so safe for kids, they wouldn't cut paper. I think over the years, though, they've gotten better. There's like a... No, yeah, that's true. Back in the day, though, I do think the schools bought them first in like the late 80s, early 90s, when we were still like riding high on all that education money. And then after that, it was like, yeah, you got to bring your own school supplies. I remember around 4th or 5th grade, I had to start bringing all my own school supplies every year. And I was like, why? Every year up to this point, I just got school supplies. I often am, concerned about any law that is just about only, like, if it starts with protecting the children, but you're like, wait, how are we protecting the children? Often it's gonna angle itself into a law that's about like trying to destroy your privacy. I'm drawing a blank of the next stage up. I want to keep following this kind of cool pattern with like where I do these kind of fractal snowflake patterns, but at the same point I got to kind of start making a cohesive structure at some point. But snowflakes are so fun. Hmm. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da. He's Mr. Heat Blister. He's Mr. Sun. He's Mr. 101. So y'all remember like the like kind of cheeky Batman movies in the 90s that were Tim Burton Batman movies, or that aesthetic, right? So when they like essentially tried to capture that aesthetic in a third movie, but like didn't really have Tim Burton on board, they had Arnold Schwarzenegger as Iceman, right? Yeah, it is getting a gothic vibe up here, right? But I can't even see past this thing. Mr. Freeze, though, in that movie, he basically there was a scene where he's like in his lair, right? And they play that song, and it always gets me every time. All his minions are hanging out, and that like scene from Year Without a Santa Claus is playing in the background. I think Arnold definitely did really good as Mr. Freeze. So part of his contract was that the suit would forever be like his. So they lease it to him for like $1 a year because he can't own it as part of their like original contracts and stuff. But he leases it back to them, or like he leases it from them for like $1 a year to keep it. So that was the only way he could end up owning it or something, because the Warner Brothers contracts are so weird. Don't know how true that is, but it sounds like an interesting story. But he keeps it in his collection of like interesting like memorabilia from his career. Honestly, you might even forget Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the Batman universe because like his part was just kind of smaller, even though he's such a big actor. Arnold's contract on Twins, huge. Arnold and Danny DeVito made bank on Twins because they got money on the back end and that movie raked it in. I think this is definitely coming along though. I think I'm just gonna kind of tower up a few times in a square shape or a star shape. Oh. Oh. I need to take about 5. I gotta get up and stretch. My sciatica is killing me. I'm gonna walk around for 5 minutes, refresh my drink. I'll be right back, okay? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that. Indextrous, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome back, Rain. Is it Rain or Ryan? Because I've seen it spelled that way, but pronounced Ryan. So, gotcha. Thank you for clarifying. But yeah, welcome, Ryan, or Rain, and Indextrous. Sorry about that. We got it right now. I want to look at this from down here and see how big it looks now that it's above the wall. I definitely want a couple more floors above this little central spire. Hmm. Hmm. I'm wondering if we could just do something like this instead. Oh. Hmm. I feel like these don't match. There we go. Excuse me. Starting to look pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh. Definitely captured the vibe. Okay, we need some windows now. Need lots of windows. Oh. Why am I having so much trouble getting these to latch onto this? Goodness, it's like lagging when I'm in the floor tool. Big time. Don't mind me. I'm just converting this rooftop into a floor so I can actually use it as like a walkway. Man, the junk. Oops. I think undo is often my favorite tool in Dungeon Alchemist because I can remove a lot of my mess ups. I use undo and redo so much, I often take them for granted. Please don't freeze. All right. No, our D&D game is getting a boost over the summer. In July, we're playing 2 games. So, Mini Mac and I both celebrate our birthdays in July. And we, instead of a birthday party, we thought it'd be fun to do more D&D. Like a D&D party. So we asked our group if they'd be open to an extra session in July. We started asking like in March or February or something like that. Just because like the whole like basically the thread of the initial like groups forming was the fact that we'd only meet once a month. It was so easy for everyone with their schedules because we all have really busy, varying schedules. And like one of my friends is like he does like imaging tech. Like he basically works at a hospital as an imaging tech. And he works like 60 to 80 hours a week because they're so backed up. And so he works constantly. One of my other friends just moved and is also starting a new job. So she's been busy. Like our group has just had a lot going on. So it's hard for us to get more than one session a month usually. And that's kind of like how we were able to make this group form, was on that contingency that it was once a month. Everyone is cool with that because it's not too much, right? Now, going on from that, I'm just happy I'm able to get together with my homies once a month and play, Doesn't matter to me that it's only once. Anyway, moving on. We asked in advance, everyone was cool with it, and we are aligning that up, hopefully we already did line it up. It'll be 2 sessions in July. Anyway, sorry for the rambling. We're very excited to get together twice next month. I offered to pay for everyone's session because I know it's a burden to pay for 2 sessions a month. In Dexterous, that's a great question. Combo factor. I'm using a stream PC and a build PC. Dungeon Alchemist, though, the more powerful your machine, the more fluid the map design is and the size of the map. But it also uses a thing called flashlight rendering. Essentially, whatever is visible on your map is rendering all at once. So the further you're zoomed in, the easier it is on your computer. If you go to settings, also adjust your graphics from, say, high to low. This will not affect your map export quality. It only affects the build speed, i.e. performance. So frame rate and like overall graphic quality. There's another thing you could do to increase your frames. If you disable natural animations, things like water and trees naturally move and sway. So this will prevent them from moving, squeezing out a few more frames. Remember, Dungeon Alchemist isn't a game. It's not like, Baldur's Gate, where the entire environment was pre-designed and pre-rendered, and then you load into various environments, i.e. load sequences, right? Load screens. With Dungeon Alchemist, the entire environment is rendered in real time. So however big your map, however much assets or however many assets, effects, animations, etc., all adds to how much it puts a burden on your computer. And because it renders it in real time, like a 3D render program like Fusion or Blender, it is very, very burdensome on the average computer. So the more powerful your machine is, better processor, more RAM, better GPU, the better it'll run. In my case, I have two computers running right now, one for just the stream, one for my just solely running Dungeon Alchemist, which keeps the performance a little bit better overall. If you're adding decorations and it's slow, Indextrous, can I ask you a question? Have you spent a lot of time in the Steam Workshop downloading maps and assets? Dungeon Alchemist is like running Blender, so you really should only have one instance of it running at a time. Do you see this tab up here, Steam Workshop? If you go to Browse Assets, if you click Subscribed Assets, you can see how many assets you've subscribed to via maps or just by subscribing to them through the browser. But almost every map you download nowadays has a few assets tied to it, objects that are from the workshop. These all vary in quality, right? Some of them, this one here, 1.7 megabytes. This one here, 3.75 megabytes. This one here, 17.89 megabytes. The average Dungeon Alchemist map with just stock assets is 5 to 10 megabytes. So some of these assets are larger than the average map, a whole entire map. So the more assets you have that you're subscribed to, these all have to preload into your environment, whether you're using them or not. So it preloads through your RAM and your GPU when you're loading up Dungeon Alchemist, and every time you load a new map subsequently afterwards. So the more assets you're subscribed to slows down your Dungeon Alchemist load times. That's one huge factor. So myself, I constantly unsubscribe from assets. Like once a week, I'll go through and unsubscribe from all of them. You can do that through Steam in a very quick manner. I'll show you really quick. I have this, this is through the browser, like this web browser, but it's the same if you're on the Steam app. If you click Workshop, right, when you're looking at Dungeon Alchemist in Steam, let's see, I'll show you here as well. So you click Dungeon Alchemist, you can click Workshop, right? And then you could click your items and you could see subscribed items. It shows you how many you're subscribed to at a glance. But if you click that, you could click unsubscribe from all. This is a great way to just purge your assets and start fresh. This will help tremendously. If you've spent a good amount of time on the workshop downloading maps and assets, you probably have congested your RAM, so to speak, and created a bottleneck where when you load Dungeon Alchemist or are doing anything, it runs slowly. This is one common way to gunk up the works. Others, suggestions from the community, the larger the map and the higher your graphical settings, the more powerful a machine you want to have. So if you have a cutting edge computer that you built like this year and you spent like $2-3 grand on, and you put in the latest and greatest and it runs all new games at like 60 to 120 FPS, usually that is great for gaming. But when it comes to rendering 3D environments in real time and supplementing them with a lot of third-party assets that have varying quality, it will start to put a huge burden on your machine. Opening and running DA may take several minutes. Saving or exporting maps may take a long time. If you're zoomed out, the average map may run very, very poorly and your frame rates may drop. So consider it different from a game. It's more like running like a video editing program or a 3D rendering program where everything you add to it just makes it run slower. The more assets from the workshop, the more it's modifying Dungeon Alchemist and slowing it down. Honestly, like, you don't need a top of the line machine to run DA great. For years, I ran it on a 1080, which is at this point like an over 10-year-old graphics card. It's the G. Honestly, it ran great. I recently upgraded, but big maps. Yeah, I would say if you're making maps over 50 by 50, when we give you the warning that it's going to run, the performance is going to be a little off, you're likely going to run into that with almost any machine, that it'll be a little bit poor performing over that size. I also recommend a certain order of operations when you're building maps. So like kind of lay out your set, i.e. the environment and the floor plan, and then decorate it and add lighting, and then effects last. I usually add lighting and effects and animated objects last because you have those running while you're building. They're a huge burden on your GPU, your RAM, your CPU. So usually I will make a blank slate map with like just the generic set, save it as like kind of a backup, and then add all the effects and lighting after that. The bigger the map you make, the more you want to take that into account. If you're making a smaller map, usually that's not an issue. But let's say you're on a 5-year-old laptop that was, you know, kind of a basic generic run-of-the-mill laptop when you bought it, and you're now making 100 by 100 maps, you're probably going to struggle. Probably not going to have a good time. Hey, Night Demon, how you doing? Welcome back. I remember Remy's computer was some god tier, crazy, like multi-processor server type machine, right? For your work. I think at the moment, our community member with the most processing power is probably Asmodeus, because he can run Dungeon Alchemist through like a virtual server where he can do like 1,000 by 1,000 maps, because his work has access to like a crazy virtual server for like processing 3D rendering. That's at least what I last understood. Yeah, I get it, Henrik. Also consider Dungeon Alchemist is like not done. We're still in early access. There's a lot of development still to go. A lot of refinement, fine tuning, cleanup. I mean, from my understanding, he's kind of the boss, so he kind of just it's his resources. But yeah. But yeah, he sent me a map one time. He's like, "Hey, can you open this?" I think he's watching. I don't know if he's lurking or if he's here or not. I see him in chat, but I don't know if he's here or not. He's like, "Can you open this map?" I tried to open it, and my computer sat for like 4 hours and couldn't do anything. It froze it. I couldn't even close it. Couldn't control alt delete. It was awful. It was like getting one of those data bombs, like when a zip bomb, where it's like a small zip file, but it unzips to like a huge amount of data. It was crazy. Like I have my DA. Okay, the computer running DA right now has a what is it, a 4070 Ti. It's got 128 gigs of RAM, but that's DDR4 RAM, and it's got a little bit less than optimal AMD processor. I think it's like a 7 series, maybe an 8 series. My newer machine is like tons of great stuff. 5090, like nice top of the line motherboard and CPU, all that stuff. That one is the stream machine. It runs the stream, so it's very clean. I eventually plan to flip them because this one will probably end up running DA better in the long run. But yeah, don't treat DA like a game. If you're running it and you're like, man, I can play Baldur's Gate, I can play all these games and they run with 120 FPS, but the second I run DA, it is awful. It's a combination of we're in early access and lacking, you know, the best optimization we can have, and also Dungeon Alchemist just isn't a game. It's a program. It's a utility. Often those those can be conflated as one because Dungeon Alchemist is so fun and you're using it for your D&D game or your tabletop game, right? But at the end of the day, it is a tool. It's like a hammer or a saw in your garage, or your workshop. There's no sound effects, there's no campaign, there's no achievements. It's not a game. Hey, Mondu, how you doing, my friend? I know my map is good when the FPS counter shows a single digit. Oh my goodness. All right, everyone. I've had fun hanging out today, but we got to wrap up the stream. But honestly, I love where this is going. I think I might want to add one more level, like a circular spire at the top. But for right now, I think this floor plan is solid. Thank you, Night Demon. I appreciate that. Let's take a look at the top down. Yeah, video editing software, music creation software. There's a whole lot of tools out there. They feel like games because you're having fun while you're using them, right? But at the same time, they're definitely not. Like, I often get people be like, man, this game runs like crap. It's not a game, first of all. Like... Time to double your RAM. Oh, in this economy, man, ugh, that's like a couple months rent for me. If I were to double my RAM. Honestly, though, I think it's more about scaling your maps around your build, right? If your computer is struggling with big maps, you may want to scale the maps back a bit. Know your limits. Know your computer's limits. I'm not going to say anyone's computer is a problem or running poorly. Almost any computer can run Dungeon Alchemist. It's how complicated and how large of a map you can run on your computer is a different story. One of our most prolific map makers has a computer that is like at least between 5 and 10 years old, and they're constantly running at a lower frame rate, but they enjoy map making so much because to them it is a tool, and they understand that they're going to get, if they put in crazy elements and huge maps, going to have some frame drops. I think the prices have been dropping a little bit, Night Demon. Between all the rulings on tariffs and also there's been quite a few different data centers that were halted, or between laws and city councils and stuff stopping them, but also they weren't thoroughly planned out. How did you know I was talking about SAC, Night Demon? Yeah, SAC's PC is and even this one was an upgrade. He used to have one that was even older and less optimal, but he got a newer PC that was a used PC. So he bought it secondhand to save some money. And he's still he builds the craziest, most detailed maps, and they're still he's able to run it on his machine. Though, honestly, I feel like we're teetering on the edge of these companies stop building parts for consumer use, and they want you to just buy a cloud service. Even NVIDIA is touting they want you to use their cloud stuff, and I'm worried that the future of PC ownership is dwindling Like, and it's kind of like teetering on the edge of a knife. You're going to box out personal ownership because it'll be so expensive. All right, everyone. Mrs. Mac has made a fantastic breakfast for me. I can smell it. It's some muffins. I think they're blueberry muffins, probably banana muffins. Hard to tell at this distance. Some eggs, some potatoes, some bacon. I'm very excited to munch on that. I'm very hungry, and the stream needs to wrap up. So we're going to wrap it up here at this point, tie a little bow on it. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Man, I hate how everything is a subscription service now. Bane, don't even get me started. Man, back in the day, it was like Netflix was the only subscription service you had, right? Or maybe some like weird like insurance or like a gym. That was your subscription service, right? Or a storage unit. No, now it's like everything is a subscription, and I do not like it. It drives me crazy. Honestly, though, I'm thinking kind of because of people like myself who are pushing back against it, and all these companies are raising their prices like every 6 months, like they're offering more value all of a sudden or more product. No, and not at all. If anything, their product's getting worse, and they're offering less and less quality and less products and less movies and TV shows on Netflix for more price. Anyway, my rant is over there, but I'm hoping that the blowback on these services, a lot of them will go under and only a few will remain, and their prices will be dropped and nominal. A few years ago, you could hop on the Netflix website or the HBO Max website, browse their entire library without being a subscriber. Just look at what they had to offer. And if they had a movie or TV show you wanted, you'd be like, dang, I'm going to subscribe. Now it's like it's a surprise box. You have no idea what they offer until you subscribe. I don't like subscribing anymore for that reason. I basically only subscribe to a handful of services, usually 1 or 2 a month tops, and then I cycle through them. I'm done with that. I have my own home server with all my home media, movies, TV shows, music, all my family's photos in a server where we can access them on any of our like consoles, our smart TVs, our phones. It's great. I wish, Anani. Can't do that on this or on our Discord. That's a copyright nightmare. But honestly, though, like I do not really care about subscription services anymore and run my own private servers for the most part. And I keep buying physical media. I'll buy DVDs, CDs, Blu-rays, and then I rip them. I'm just so sick of a movie or TV show I am watching disappear from a service, or I buy it from Amazon and then they lose the license to it or something. Just done with that. Or you spend years building up a library with Microsoft movies and TV, and then they just delete the service. Like, done with it. All right, everyone, we're going to wrap up the stream. Going to run a quick little Dungeon Alchemist themed ad that I hope you all enjoy. And then we're going to end the stream, and we'll be back on Saturday with the final stream, with the final damn show before I take my summer vacation. We've got 2 more streams till the summer vacation, the damn show and Mapmaker Monday. After the 29th, I'll be taking a little 10-day sabbatical where I'll be unplugging. I won't be available on Discord or social media or really anywhere. Just going to focus on the home life, some projects, take a little staycation, maybe a couple hikes. Wanted to go visit my grandfather, but it's just so expensive right now. Gas, energy, my rent went up, my food costs have gone up. I just can't afford a rental car to go see him because my car's not reliable enough. I really wanted to save up and rent an RV and go see him this year, but just didn't happen. Anyway, thank you everyone for attending the stream today. Appreciate each and every one of you being a part of our community, being a part of these streams, these community outreach programs that we offer, where we offer you community assistance live during the stream, teach outs where we show you cool ways to build interesting maps, show off community maps and assets, etc. Appreciate every one of you being here, whether it was your first stream or your 100th stream. And those of you that were actively chatting, thank you so much for hanging out. We had a lot of active chatters today, and also those that were lurking, no problem as well. I appreciate the lurkers. We gotta build up our viewership somehow. And if you could do me a favor after today's stream, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure you hit that follow button if you're not already. Whatever platform you're watching on, hit the follow button at the, or subscribe button, I guess, depending on the platform. That way you can find us in the future. Right? We do have some cool ninja mods, right? Though Atlam, I would say, is less of a ninja, more like a what's the person at the circus that runs it all? The ringleader? Atlam reins me in even sometimes. You call it Chim, you should not be driving and watching. That is so scary. Don't do that. Please. It's not worth watching the stream while you're driving. The ringleader. Cat juggler. Anyway, let's run that ad and we're going to end the stream. Thank you everyone for being here. Make me save this map a couple times before I forget. Appreciate y'all being here. You have a wonderful week and we'll see you on Saturday, all right? Mac out. Bye.
You stand before the long, dark road to the fabled realm of Goyak-Ta, and before...
What do we see?
I don't know, a goblin.
I kill him.
But before she does, I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to know the goblin's name.
Hi, my name is Woblin.
Where do you live there, Woblin?
I don't think that's relevant.
Well, but I, Gilliam of Firth, demand to seek the goblin's abode.
Clever. Find family. Kill entire bloodline. I like it.
Seriously, we're doing this? Okay, well, won't be needing that anymore, will I?
Listen, I'm the bearded lady at the circus. That's all that matters. Okay?
Wonderful maps for any encounter in seconds.
Oh, Woblin, that's a very impressive cheese collection you've got there.
Yeah, it is quite impressive, yes. But you know what's more impressive? This map I have to the fabled realm of
Goyak-Ta, please take it and leave. Close the door behind you.
Mr. Woblin, I cannot help but notice that you have a secret tunnel underneath your cabinet. Care to explain?
Download Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered mapmaker, on Steam today.
All right, everyone. You have an amazing week. We'll see you back this Saturday with the Dungeon Alchemist map making show. Remember, if you are entering our Dam Challenge, the Trap Dam Challenge, you only have a few days left to enter between now and Friday, end of day on the 26th of June. So if you're entering the Trap Dam Challenge, please make sure you make a map of any shape or size using Trap as inspiration and submit your map no later than end of day 11:59 p.m. in your time zone on Friday, the 26th of June. I will take all the entries that morning, the following morning, and judge them and pick a winner. The winning map is the first map featured in our Dam Challenge segment in the stream that day on Saturday. And the winning map gets a $10 Hero Forge gift card and is also featured in our weekly newsletter, the Cardomancer Chronicles. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time. I give a damn. Mac out. Bye.